just started recording. Um, it won't be from the very beginning, Santina, but I'm saving the recording. I'm recording the stream now, and then I'll upload it on the YouTube. Just for you, Santina, just for you. So wait, remember where you left off. You can just come back on this YouTube. Hi, hello, Santina from the future. Welcome to the YouTube video that I promised. Anyways, anyhore. Cool, where are we? We are here. Yeah, like, I really like that idea that Santina did. I'm gonna say wind gap, refuge, um, on a fault line. That's not how you spell fault. On a fault line, prone to earthquakes, fissures, nope, fissure. Can you also send me a pic of the map you're making? Sure. If there's anything else you're interested in, let's talk about it. I'm a good enthusiast of TTRPGs. Yo, I love that. I love that. I love to talk about it. I'd love to talk about that. Once it's finished? Yeah, for sure. Like, I haven't been able to play a lot of TTRPGs. Because again, adult. Trying to do adult things. Trying to adult in the world, haven't really found the time to find other TTRPGs. But yo, do you follow D20? Are you subscribed to Dropout? Do you watch Dropout? Cause I am. I'm excited. Like, I was excited when they announced their new season. That's really cool. If you watch D20 or if you're subscribed to Dropout, let me know. Cause oh my god. Anyway, let's go with this clearing next. We're gonna roll for. Where's the music? Here you are. We are now going to roll for which community. No, not this one. Which community is dominant in this new clearing? Rabbit, well, we can't use that. We're gonna have to be a mouse. So this new clearing is now gonna be a mouse clearing. And it is going to have 3 paths. So there's already one here. I think just to drive the point that the Wind Gap Refuge is really prone to earthquakes, we're gonna make a third clearing here, third path here, and we're just gonna draw another such suspension bridge right there. So 3 paths. Oh wait, no, because we already determined that Wind Gap Refuge only has 2. So I don't think we're going to add more to that. To be honest, I'm trying to stay away from D&D and D&D related stuff for last 2 years. Really, why is that, if you don't mind me asking? So with 3 clearings, I think because we haven't determined, we haven't rolled for this clearing yet, so I don't want to connect it there yet. So I think we're just, we still have 10 clearings. We have space for 2 more. But that would mean that these 2 might be a little bit isolated. So I think I'll connect one path here. And then another one here for a new clearing to make that 11. If you don't like D&D stuff, that's okay. Because D20 has non-D&D related games. Because I know the other system that they've only ever done one other system aside from D&D, and it's Kids on Bikes. They did a season with using Kids on Bikes, but instead of Kids on Bikes, it's a modified version. They called it Kids on Brooms, because it's Harry Potter themed. Not really Harry Potter, but it's a parody of Harry Potter, because the players, one of the running gags of that season was just making fun of the tropes and making fun of the magic system and the terrible writing that was in Harry Potter. But it's really cool. Misfits and Magic, they use the kids on bike system. They did another season using that system. It's Never Stop Blowing Up. It's based on kids on bikes, but it's a little bit modified too. So they kind of like made their own system with it too. So that's really fun. Um, Never Stop Blowing Up is kind of like their season where like the players had their characters, and their characters got isekai'd into an action movie, into an action movie of a VHS tape of an action movie, and yeah, it's an entirely non D&D season. The latest season of D20 that they're going to push out is a sequel to the first one that they did, to the first non D&D season that they did. It's a sequel to Misfits and Magic, to the Kids on Brooms system. So that's really cool. They're really exciting to see. With all my respect, I hugely dislike Wizards of the Coast's actions over the years. That's based. Kind of frustrated people who try to min-max everything and play their games without any context. Based. And also frustrated by people who use D&D as gatekeeping material. Absolutely based, 100%. That is a absolutely understandable. I agree with all of those takes. I agree with you 100%. It's just a really hard, like there's so many stuff going on with Wizards of the Coast and D&D. Like if you're a conscious consumer, if you're trying to be a conscious participant of capitalism, it's really hard to enjoy anything D&D related. Like they did push out the 2024 Player's Handbook. I've watched a bunch of videos on YouTube on all the changes that they made, and it's kind of exciting. It's really cool, like creativity wise. But yeah, I agree with like it's kind of feels kind of icky, supporting a company like that, supporting a business like that. I get it. I get that. Current content of D&D is far from being creative. Okay, cool. I can understand that. I can see you there, where you come from there. When I need a fantasy game, I invest my time into Symbaroum, Mark Borg, Dragonbane, and the One Ring Second Edition lately. I've never heard of any of them. I've never heard of any of those systems. That sounds really interesting. But have you tried? Have you tried Root RPG? Have you played or ran a game with Root RPG? Have you played the board game as well? I'd like to know. Ooh, Ice Trap. Ice Trap sounds like a cool name. I think it'll be really ironic. Ice Trap. I think it'll be really funny if Ice Trap has zero ice. Ice Trap. No ice. Kind of like an Iceland situation. Wizards of the Coast has to improve the game mechanics instead of narrowing down character options. I think because what I've found, because I've taught people how to play D&D. Like I've played with total newbies and total beginners, trying to introduce them to the game and try to help them build their own character as well. And what I've found and what I've noticed is that with all of the options, even in the player handbook, even in the base game, there's so many options and so many ways to build a character that even with just a base game, if you're a brand new player, if you're new to the hobby, new to the scene, I've seen so many people have like choice paralysis, and they really don't know what to do and what they want as well. So I think like with the new 2024 rulebook, I think I appreciate their effort in trying to streamline the character creation process. That I can appreciate. Never tried Root, but made an introductory video in my native language a couple of years ago. Yeah, that's so cool. I have huge respect for content creators, for people who actually make excuse me, for people who actually make an effort to push videos out, film it, edit it, push it, publish it. Huge respect. Huge respect for people like you. Like obviously you can see it in the tags. I hope you can see it in the tags for the stream that I'm Filipino. I can speak a little bit of Tagalog. Conversational. I have conversational Tagalog, but it's not my dominant language. I guess is that a thing? Dominant language? 4 is a mouse. It's gonna have 4. Yeah, mouse. Yeah, we can do mouse. We still have 2 mice clearing, so that's fine. Mouse clearing. And then we're gonna find out how many paths there are. 7, which is still 3. Perfect. So we're going to build another path this way. And then we're gonna figure out its name. Its name is going to be 5-1 Flat Home. So I guess flat home would be like flatlands. Flat home. Flatlands. Duh. What else did we write? Like Iron Vein. Iron Vein is a mining clearing. Next to mountain range. Black Paws Dam has a dam. Duh. Dam was built by some dude named Black Paw back in the day. And then I think that's all the creative stuff I could figure out so far. Flat home. Yeah, we're done with this one. So for the next one, I like to meet people from different places. Basically, that's why I'm on Twitch. There was the ad, so I might miss if you said anything specific. Oh, you just got out of ads. That's fine. I was just talking about how like my native, like you can see him in my on the streams tag that I'm Filipino, that I can speak Tagalog, I can speak Filipino. I wanted to ask, like, if you don't mind me asking, like, what's your native language? I've just recently learned that the Philippines has over 120 languages across the 7,000 islands in the country. And that's super cool. I think that's really cool. Also, Tagalog is the 3rd most spoken language in the United States. Sorry, 4th. It is the 4th most spoken language, next to English, Spanish, Chinese, and then Tagalog. In Nevada, Nevada, New Jersey, and California, the 3rd most spoken language in those states are Tagalog. In Hawaii, Ilocano is another Filipino language. It is the 3rd most spoken language in that state. So it's really cool knowing that my native language, like chances are, if you live in the States, you would know someone who either speaks Tagalog or speaks it as a second language. And I think it's really cool. Sorry, I'm gonna turn on the lights here. Anyway. Forget something. 2 and 4. 2 is rabbit. We already have rabbits, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're already done with rabbits. There's gonna have to be a mouse clearing again. I find it interesting that in this map that we're making, this is the last mouse clearing. Cool. So we have Opensky's Haven, which are dominantly mice. We have Ice Trap, also dominantly mice. And we have this, we have Flat Home, and this, like, if you look at the map, like, all of these clearings don't connect to each other. Right? So it's really interesting to think of why that is. Like, how did these mice travel across the forest? Why don't we see them spread out more naturally like the rabbits? Like you see, like if you trace the rabbits from Black Paws Dam, you can see that it's spread out over to Rooston and into Iron Vein and then over to Wind Gap Refuge. But for mice, we have Opensky Haven surrounded by Black Paws Dam, predominantly rabbit, Rooston, predominantly rabbit, Alaboro, predominantly foxes. Like, there's none of the mice clearings are connected in any way, like directly. And that I think that's really interesting. Like that, I think that would be a really cool thing to explore in the eventual game that this map will take place in. Do you guys have any local games in your language? Yes, we do. Like, the top of my head, they did make a Filipino version of Ku PH. They did make a Filipino version for Ku, which is really cool. Super fun. Look at that. Look at that art, man. You see that? You see that? That's so cool. That's Ku. It's the same. I think it's the same game, anyways. It's just with a different art. It's just so super cool. Other Filipino games. There's Larong Atin. Larong Atin is I think publisher. Yeah, it's a publisher for Filipino games. We got Pawikan Patrol. We have Combatron Rise of Megadeth. Most of these games are either translated versions of existing games, or games based on existing media. Like Combatron. Combatron is a 90s 90s TV show, 90s anime, right? Oh, it's a Filipino superhero. Never mind. Yeah, it was based on a comic book. There's also Bagani. Bagani was a Filipino fantasy TV series. That's kind of recent, relatively fake Mega Man, right? Lastic Man. Lastic Man was our Mr. Fantastic. Lastic Man was our version of the Elongated Man. What else is in here? Darna. Darna is our version of Wonder Woman. So like, the only other Filipino like purely. Oh, you know what? There's another one that I just thought of. What was it? People's Power. People's Power board game. I've met the designer. Was it a designer? No. Publisher, don't. No, I don't know who I met. I have no idea who I met. But People Power. This is another war game. It's more like localizing the concept, I think. It is like the board games isn't. There isn't a lot of the board game industry as an industry isn't really all that big yet here in the Philippines. There's a bunch of like the board game community is very much alive. There's a lot of Facebook groups in the Philippines for board games. Like People Power, this is another war game, and it's based on real history, on real Filipino history. You get to fight against the existing government when Ferdinand Marcos Sr. Was in power. You could play as the reformers, aka that was being mostly led by at least popularized by Cory Aquino, the wife of what's his name? Shoot, I should know this. Cory Aquino is the wife of. The name's blanking on me. Shoot. Anyway, but yeah, Cory Aquino or the NPA. the new Philippine Army, which is the opposition, a rebellion. I don't know if they're called rebellion because the NPA is the standing army for the new what was it? Oh, the CPA, the Communist Party of the CPP, the Communist Party of the Philippines. The CPP is a recognized government by the United Nations. The NPA is its our standing army. So like how the current Republic of the Philippines has the PNP, the Philippine National PNP. We have the Philippine National Army. The Republic of the Philippines has the Philippine Army, and the CPP, the Communist Party of the Philippines, has the NPA. So they're a recognized army, a recognized government by the United Nations. Historically accurate? I don't know if it's historically accurate, but it has a lot of themes. It deals with a lot of ideas and themes during that time. During the People Revolution, the EDSA Revolution. I don't know how. I've never played this game yet, but if you're looking into war games, I would highly, or that's local to the Philippines. This I would still recommend, even though I've never played this game yet. I would highly recommend. I would like to play this game someday. I'd like to. Every type of political power on display, exactly. But yeah. Anywho. Somebody fact check me on that. I don't know. I remember reading it somewhere that the Communist Party of the Philippines is a recognized government by the United Nations. Somebody fact check me on that. What about horror? Do you have interesting horror stories, games, or movies? When I first met Indonesian horror, oh bro, if you want to talk about Filipino horror, hold on. PBC. Manananggal. Here we go.
It has a long, thin tongue, the wings of a bat, and a taste for the bloody insides of sleeping victims. So gross. It's a self-segmenting vampiric female monster with dangling intestines.
Yeah.
This thing is insane. Thank you, PBS Digital Studios. I'm finally making a show about Manananggal.
Manananggal. That's how you pronounce it. You stretch the A. It's not Manananggal. It's Manananggal. It's not Laviosa. But yeah, like the Manananggal is a self-severing, fetus-eating, vampiric monster in the Philippines. It's a local folklore. The Manananggal is it's insane, man. Manananggal is insane. The other thing, if you want to be funny about it, Mikey Bustos, Filipino mythology. This one's really fun.
So you want to know more about Filipino mythology, huh?
Yes, but why do you have a British accent?
No more questions. Wear this third eye. It will explain everything.
This is a bop.
In the Pacific, in the vicinity of Old Lemuria, exists creatures beyond your wildest imagination.
This is such an old video.
Because I am a
Puede.
I also go by elf, dwarf, goblin, puede. You probably have heard of us in stories from your nanay of how we put our curse on you if you don't give us ally. We come in many colors, black, white, red, and green. But unless you have a third eye, then we are never seen. We are magical and powerful, mischievous and lovable, and say dabi dabi po while passing by our mom.
The Capre.
They call me Capre, the Bigfoot of the Philippines. Smoking cigars all day, getting crunk. You can find my junk at the bottom of my tree trunk.
Guess what? Wala lang, I'm a big balang. I'm a half macho dancer, half stallion. When the night falls, I'm a terrorizing force. Ladies, watch your back, cause I'm hung like a horse. Ask your nanay about these mythical creatures. Known to every Filipino. In the Philippines, there are mythical creatures. Mythical creatures, rap na to. They call me White Lady. Like Bello, I am white and I was hit by a car and nobody ever stopped for me.
Like, it's really interesting that out of all of the Filipino mythology, White Lady is the only one that has an English name.
So in the night, while you're on Valletta Drive, you see me, please stop, or you'll see these red eyes.
We also have our own mermaid. We also have a mermaid mythology.
I should join the Voice Philippines team. Part fishtail, I'm a Filipina mermaid. Sex appeal with hydration like I'm Gatorade. But if you get too close to this beautiful girl, I'll
Sadako?
beat the-
Oh, Sadako, I think like the White Lady has a lot of influence because you have to remember, you have to realize that the Philippines was colonized by the Japanese for 600, was it 600 or 300? Hundreds of years. We were colonized by the Japanese by no, not the Japanese. Yeah, by the Japanese, but we were colonized during World War II. It was the Spaniards that we were colonized by for 600 years. The Japanese did colonize us for quite some time, so it makes sense why some parts of their mythology got carried over to Filipino mythology. Like a lot of our myths, a lot of our cryptids, if you would trace back the history of it, if you trace back the culture, you would realize that these are borrowed stories and mythologies, like the tikbalang, the like the horde head, and body of a the head of a horse, body of a man. Like a lot of historians believe that the Tikbalang was actually inspired by Hindu mythology because we did a lot of trading between between Malaysia, I think, so somewhere near the south of the Philippines. We did a lot of trading between those countries, and their mythology and their religion did influence a lot of our, like currently Mindanao, the southern major island of the Philippines. There's a huge Muslim community in that region of the Philippines, and that again, that's a lot of influence coming from our neighboring islands, neighboring countries. The Manananggal, the one I showed you earlier, that one has influences from Spaniards trying to demonize our local female leaders. Is that really affected the culture big time? Of course, yeah, a lot. Yeah, when you realize that the Japanese has a huge history of war crimes in our country, yeah, it did affect it a big time. Like you can, if you go here in the Philippines, it's not that surprising to meet people with Japanese sounding names, Japanese sounding last names, Spanish sounding last names, American sounding last names. Like a lot, there's a joke where like you know that somebody's Filipino if they have an English first name and a Spanish last name. So, if yeah, then yeah, to answer your question, yes, our mythology and our culture is heavily inspired or affected, whatever word you want to use. It's heavily influenced by our colonizers, considering we've been colonized for so long. Also considering that in the 600 years that the Philippines was colonized, a lot of our native history, a lot of our oral history was erased. A lot of it was just obliterated when the Spaniards colonized us. Again, because the Spaniards was trying to turn us into a region of Spain. So that kind of makes sense why they would try to erase all of our native identity. There are lots of stuff in that history. Thank you for sharing all this information. Yeah, absolutely. I love talking about this. I love talking about this. Like Santina earlier, Santina was one of the best mods of this of this channel. Santina often says that every now and then, whenever I stream, the stream would often turn into a TED talk of some sort about whatever random shit I was hyper fixating on that particular day. But yeah, if you like fun random stuff, you want to learn more about the Philippines, if you want to learn with me about my history, about my culture, come along, man. It's great. It's cool. Like the previous stream that I did, I'm sorry I don't have a VOD for that, but I was talking about the history of the Filipino language, because like I said earlier, we have 120 languages in the Philippines, and Tagalog is just one of them. I did a whole PowerPoint presentation. I legit did a whole PowerPoint presentation about it. It's so cool. But yeah, that's just the kind of content you're going to encounter on this channel. A lot of rambling, a lot of tangents. Totally understand the situation, by the way, because before the Islamic influence, Turkic mythology and culture was something, but with that influence, we lost a great connection with our roots and recently started to connect with the ancestral culture here. Bro, that is so cool. I did not know that. I did not know that. That's really interesting that we share that kind of that history and that background in our culture. That's so interesting. That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, like children of colonized countries. We have so much. We have so much in common. uh, okay, so where were we? We were trying. Right, we were figuring out how many paths this clearing has. So let's roll for that. Ooh, 12, 6 and 6. Oh, paths? Yeah, 6 and 6. That's 12. Ooh, 5. Yo, 5. Interesting. Okay, so how are we gonna draw? How are we gonna deal with this? So 1, obviously. People think that Turks are some sort of Arabic people, but Anatolian lands were bearing lots of cultural influence. Maybe we can familiarize with Nordic traditions. Yo, that is so cool. That's so fun. It's so fun finding these roots and tracing back our history. Speaking of culture and what was the word? Archaeology and all that humanitarian stuff. There's this one YouTube video I'd highly recommend. It's Mini Minuteman. This is so cool because I found this guy on TikTok. Because on TikTok he does this what do you call them? Conspiracy theory debunking, and he does a lot of those. But he also does a lot of like archaeology stuff. It's really fun to watch and stuff. Like, hold on. Here's one of them.
What on earth is this thing?
That is an excellent question. That thing is Philip Ziba. He is a prolific TikTok conspiracy theorist, covers everything from lost civilizations in Antarctica
They're trying to cover up something big down there.
to, of course, giant skeletons,
They were, of course, labeled as dinosaur bone.
and often uses
Right. Look, TikTok has a lot of useful stuff. You just gotta curate your feed to the useful stuff. I swear, TikTok has a lot of cool stuff in it. You just have to find a way to filter through all the garbage.
airtight evidence to support his theories.
A lot of people will say, it's only one bone, where's the rest of the giant then? Oh yeah? Where's the rest of the dinosaur, motherfucker?
It's a great point, Philip. Because I'm so sick of getting tagged in his videos, a month and a half ago I said I was going to debunk his entire channel. And that video is finally done. It ended up being 4 hours long, so I had to split it into 2 parts. The first part is out now. If you're watching this early enough, you can even catch it at the live premiere. So if you like what I do here and want to see me do it for way longer, come check it out, YouTube channel Mini Minuteman. Because this
It's so cool, and he does this one series that I really enjoyed. It was debunking ancient aliens from Graham Hancock playlist. Here, Ancient Apocalypse. Like he does this is so good. Like it's four episodes, each of them almost an hour long, and it's so entertaining. And it's so cool. I don't know. This is just the kind of nerd shit that I'm into. This is just the sort of nerd shit that I'm into. Because we were talking about anthropology, about our culture, and about our history, and just like Milo Rossi just reminded me of that. And I highly recommend it, man. Dude, if you're interested in history, if you're interested in culture, in like debunking conspiracy theories, I'd highly recommend this channel. Mini Minuteman, Milo Rossi it's just so cool. Here, Mini Minuteman. It's so cool. It's a really cool channel. I highly recommend this for your noggin. You know, follow him on TikTok too. This is not a paid sponsorship. Follow him on TikTok. It's really cool. Fix your fix your feed, man. Fix your TikTok feed. You'll find the useful stuff. I swear. Okay, cool. Where were we? Where the fuck were we? Right. We need to draw five paths from this one. I think this is gonna be the one that will connect us to our very last clearing. So from here on out, we cannot make any more clearings because the rulebook says we can only have 12 clearings. So this is only 3. We need to find a way to create 2 more, and it's at the very bottom too. I think what we can do. Ooh, you know what will be fun? If we connect this clearing all the way to this one. That's a really weird. That looks super weird. Kinda refuse to use TikTok. It needs too much effort to find something useful, despite I know that I should use it to promote my own works. Feels bad, man. I tried to do TikTok. It didn't work for me. I guess I'm just not that kind of creator. I did go on a hiatus for a really long time. Adult stuff, I'll spare you the details, but I stopped streaming for like half a month, I think. It's only recently I've started to stream again. It's bad, man. It's bad. Oh, you know what? And this is the fifth path. I think we can do that. We can connect these paths over. There we go. I kind of have the same situation actually, bro. Life sucks, but not so much. You know, you gotta find some ways to find enjoyment in it. So hold on, because if we're doing shared paths, then I think we can. I think we can remove this path. I think we can scratch this idea. Sorry for all the distraction. No, thank you for the distraction. That's just bro, that's just the channel, man. That's just the way it is here. Like I told you, like this channel, like my streams often goes into tangents. It's not a problem at all. Where do we put the 5th path? Where do we put it? How do we connect? We can try. Maybe we can do like a U-turn here. Do you think we should count that as a 5th path? I think so. I think that will make the map a little bit more interesting. Instead of just, oh, this path goes this way and this path goes that way and like this leads to there and everything. So I think like this clearing, like this looks really fun. Like kind of looks like a crab almost. And also it gives us a lot of interesting things to do in this area. Like what's in there, right? What's over there? I'm sure something. I don't know if I like this though. I like the idea of having a direct route back into Flatholm instead of having to go through Alaboro. But I don't know how to feel about having a second pass that does that. We can always do. You know what we could do? We could do a tunnel. Let's do a tunnel. Bro, let's do a fucking tunnel. Right there. Damn! What do you think? What do you think? Big brain. I don't know. I think like having a tunnel, it makes it geographically interesting. The question becomes, would that tunnel be public? You know, is that tunnel for public use? You know, I think that's gonna be a question for later. I think it's gonna be a question for later, man. I think it'll be really cool. I think it's gonna be cool. We're gonna figure out the name for this new clearing. Row 3 for Milltown. Milltown, like it's a town full of mills, so there's a field. I don't want to be bold. Milltown. Maybe an underground cavern complex that might lead people into somewhere totally new or into a dangerous zone. Ooh. That's interesting. That's cool, actually. That's actually kind of cool. Oh wait, no. Let's redo that. Nope. How do you? So maybe instead of drawing it like this, I'm sure there's a way to increase the size on this, right? There has to be. Anyway, so I think if we want to do like an underground cavern complex, ooh, what if the only way to get to Milltown is through the underground complex? That I like that idea. Milltown, farming clearing, lots of wheat and mills, can only be accessed through through a tunnel system. Because I think it'll be like in the inside a mountain, but like not underground. You know what I mean? Like it's inside a basin. I think that'll be really cool. I think that'll be like geographically interesting. So we can. How do we indicate that? We can be like, whoop. No, that's too long. Whoop. There you go. Yeah. 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 Ooh, you wanna know a fun fact though? Taal volcano. This is Taal volcano. This is Taal volcano. This is a volcano that's native here in the Philippines. Look at this. Okay, so if you look at this, what? Look at this. Open image, a new tab. So you see this? This body of water is not the lake. The water inside this basin. That's Taal Lake. Taal Lake is the largest lake in a mountain, in a lake, on a mountain, on an island. Sorry, was that right? No, it's Taal Lake is the largest lake on an island, in a lake, on an island. Because Taal Lake is inside the basin of this of this volcano. And that lake is on a volcano. It's on an island. It's on an island on this lake, and this lake is on the island of Luzon. Luzon is one of the major islands of the Philippines. So it's the largest lake on an island, in a lake on an island. It's the largest because I think it's the only that's the only one of its kind. It's insane. So what I'm thinking. So what I'm excuse me. So what I'm thinking is that Milltown. What was it called? Yeah, Milltown. Milltown's gonna kind of be like in that situation where like there's this island, and the clearing itself is inside the basin of that mountain. I think that's cool, but that does not end. The question still remains though. Where do we put the fifth path to? You know what? Let's do this. We're gonna do that. And we're gonna draw a tunnel. And then we're gonna draw another tunnel here. I'm gonna draw outwards like that. Ah, this is so cool. This is so weird. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. But I like this. I like this idea. I think that's cool. I think this is gonna be cool. Let's roll for a new community. Rabbits we can't use, mouse we can't use. It's gonna have to be like all of the remaining clearings are gonna have to be fox clearings. That's the only option left. Because we already have 4 clearings of rabbits, we already have 4 clearings of mice. So all of the remaining clearings are gonna have to be fox clearings. The dominant community in these clearings are going to be foxes. Number of paths 6. That's 3. That's already done. There's already 3 paths connecting to this, so that's fine. We just need to figure out its name now. And the name is going to be 4 and 4. We already did Alaboro. There's no other way to read the die, so we're just gonna re-roll that. 6 and 6. Wind Gap Refuge, we already did that. 4 and 3. Alaboro, we already did. Oh, 3 and 4. We can do 3 and 4. Row 3. Ah, no, we already did. That's still Milltown. 5 and 6. Fire Hollow. That's a cool name. Fire Hollow. Fire Hollow. Cool. And then we do for this one. This one already has. We'll do this one because this one still has only has 1 path. Let's see if the dice say it will only have 1 path. 6. So it still has 3 paths. So we're gonna have to draw paths for this too. So this one is obviously gonna be the direct path to this new clearing. What we can do is, I'm looking by the way, I gotta do my daily work on some upcoming scenarios. That's totally fine. Totally fine. Whoop, 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 whoop. Kinda here too. Not a problem. How should I call you? What's your nickname, man? How should I call you? Like, how should I refer to you that's not your full Twitch name? There we go. That's a thing, right? Yeah. That's cool. And then the third one, just gonna do the same thing here to going to Fire Hollow. I actually kind of like this map. Shatargat, I hope this helps you, or people call me Black Dragon or simply Dragon. Dragon, I think that's a lot easier. Cool. Alright, I'll just call you Dragon. And then the last clearing. I think just to confirm that this last one also has 3 paths. Yep, 8. Yeah, 3 paths. Yeah, it's a nice map. I like the map. It's a good map. We just have to roll for its name now. 3-1. Roosong, we already got that. So what about 1-3? Underleaf. This is now Underleaf. Oh wait, no, that's not. It's for this one. We haven't done the name for this one yet. Underleaf, which kind of makes sense because this is on the south end of the map. So just to confirm that the last clearing does have 3. No, we already did that. We already did the path for the last one, so it's just the name. It's just that we forgot to give the name for the last one. 1 and 3, Underleaf, we already did that. 3 and 1, Roostan, we already did that. So we're gonna have to re-roll. 2 and 2 is Clutcher's Creek. Ooh, creek, so that means there has to be another water feature here somewhere. So we do Clutcher's Creek. There. And then because it's a creek, we are going to draw water feature here and maybe here. This one is already, like, we already have a river going west, so maybe we just keep going south through Fire Hollow. Oh wait, no, we can just do like this, and then it just runs through this path, and then it goes through Underleaf, and then there. I like that. And then there's that little tunnel over there on that end. Is there better lighting? Can I get better lighting? I think that's a lot better. That's cool. Okay, so we made a map. So this is the bare bones. This is the skeleton of them. We're only the first part. Okay, we're only like the second chapter of this. Of map building. So, so that's an example. We're done with that. Sure. Control. This is the next part of the map building. Control of clearings. When a campaign of Root the RPG begins, the war in the woodland isn't just starting. The factions have already been at it for a bit of time and have made their opening moves. For each faction that you selected, use the following procedures to determine where they begin with presence and power. Even if you aren't playing with all three of the core factions, take them in the order presented here. For example, if you were playing only with the Marquisate and the Woodland Alliance, which is what we're doing, you would start with the Marquisate's control and then move to the Woodland Alliance's control. Throughout this process, take notes on the clearings. Treat these roles and events functionally as establishing a kind of history of the woodland. In particular, make a note of any clearings that change hands between non-denizen factions. Those clearings are contested and have seen the most of war. So we're gonna first work on rolling forward the control of the Marquisate. Choose one corner of the woodland, a place on the farthest edge of the entire map. If you want to determine the corner randomly, roll 1d6 on the woodland corner table and re-roll 5 to 6. Cool. So we're gonna do that. 5. Reroll. 4. Southeast corner. So southeast will be this one. Underleaf. Nice. Cool. So this corner is going to be the Marquisate's keep. So in order to indicate that, we're going to put a crown right here. Oh no, we were supposed to build a tower, so that. There you go. So this is where the cats are. I could just draw a cat. No judgy. So that's gonna be the keep. The Marquis the Cat's stronghold, from which she manages her occupation of the woodland. The Marquisate is in control of that clearing. Make a note of the stronghold's presence in that clearing and the Marquisate's control of that clearing. So we're gonna make a note, take a note of that. So for Underleaf, controlled by Marquisate, keep. Marquisate. I wanna wake up. Marquisate. Keep. Cool. Then, starting with each clearing directly connected to the Marquisate's stronghold, roll on the Marquisate control table to see if the Marquisate is in control of any given clearing in the woodland. Paths away from the stronghold refers to how many paths must be crossed from the stronghold clearing to reach the clearing in question. The Marquisate stronghold is the place where the Marquisate entered the clearing, and it is their most heavily fortified base of operations. Removing them from the clearing will be difficult for any faction or vagabond. Marquisate control over a clearing means that they certainly have de facto control, if not de jure control. Perhaps there is a nominal civilian government, but the Marquisate is definitely in charge. Cool, so Marquisate control. We're gonna be rolling. I'm gonna put the table over here on this side, and we're gonna look at here. So we're starting at Underleaf. We're gonna look at Fire Hollow. Fire Hollow is only one path away, so we're gonna roll 2d6. If it is 5 or more, the Marquisate controls it. 4 or less, not in control. 9. So this is. Alright, I'm gonna put a star here. And then we're gonna put a cat here as well. For Milltown, also one path away. 11. Beautiful. So, very likely that all of the clearings directly connected to Underleaf are going to be under Marquisate's control. 11, yep. Beautiful. For Alaboro is 2 paths away from Underleaf. So we need to have a 7 or higher to determine if the Marquis controls that. 7 or higher? 3, actually, no. Alaboro is not controlled by the Marquis. What about Flatholm? Flatholm is also 2 paths away because of Milltown. 6, not controlled. Alright. What about Ice Trap? Ice Trap is also 2 paths away. So we need 7 or higher. Absolutely not. What about Opensky Haven? Opensky Haven is 1, 2, 3 paths away. So we need a 10 or higher. 7, nope. Rooston, also 3 paths away. We need a 10 on this roll. Exactly 10. So Rooston, oops. Yeah, we'll do this. Rooston is controlled by the cat. Ice Trap is 1, 2 paths away. So we need 7 on that. Ice Trap not controlled by the Marquis. Windgap Refuge is 1, 2 paths away from the keep. So we need a 7 there. Nope, not controlled. Iron Vein is 1, 2, 3. Is that the shortest route? Yeah, 3 paths. So we need a 10 to control Iron Vein. Just not enough, no. Very almost. So Black Boss Dam, very unlikely that the Marquis will have control over that. But let's see. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 paths away. So we need the 12 or higher. Nope, that's a 10. So this is what the map looks like so far with the Marquis' control. We're now going to look at how the Woodland Alliance will control the clearings. Roll for each clearing on the map using the Woodland Alliance sympathy table. Then for each clearing that has sympathy for the Woodland Alliance, roll on the uprising table. Continue rolling until either you have rolled for every clearing or you have rolled that an uprising took place. Sympathy for the Woodland Alliance means that the Alliance has active and functional underground cells in the clearing, and or that there is a real undercurrent of potential support in the clearing. The Woodland Alliance is not operating openly in that clearing yet, but there's a real danger of a Woodland Alliance uprising and an overthrow of existing powers. An uprising means that the Woodland Alliance in that clearing successfully contested full control of the clearing and took power there. If the uprising occurred in an uncontrolled clearing, then it is possible that the Woodland Alliance worked with the local denizen government, or that the Woodland Alliance overthrew the local denizen government. If the uprising occurred in a faction-controlled clearing, then the Woodland Alliance overthrew that faction's control of the clearing. A Woodland base means that the Alliance has an open, active, and functional base of operation in the clearing now. No longer are they defined by underground cells, at least within that clearing. They have actual real control and openly identified forces. The Woodland Alliance does not always rule with the consent of the local denizens. Having a base present means the Woodland Alliance has enough temporal power in the clearing to control through force as much as anything else. Alright, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to roll to see if each clearing sympathizes with the Woodland Alliance. So these are our rebels trying to push back against the Marquis. So, let's see. So on each clearing, we are going to... we're just checking to see if we control it or not. If there's sympathy. We need an 8 or higher for there to be sympathy. We need a 10 or higher. Wait, how do we read? Sorry. Controlled. Hold on. Here. So, uncontrolled. Oh, okay. So, all of the clearings that are not controlled by the Marquis. So, Black Paws Dam, Iron Vein, Opensky Haven, Alaboro, Ice Trap, and Windgap Refuge, we only need to have a 9 or higher. If the Marquis is there, then we need a 10 or higher. Swap control from one non-denizen faction to another contested. We don't have any contested factions here yet because it's just the Marquis and the Alliance. So it's either we're looking for 9 or higher if it's uncontrolled, or an 11 or higher otherwise. Cool. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna start with the Black Paws Dam. 9. There is sympathy. So we're gonna let's go with this. The way we're gonna draw this is gonna be a fist, I guess. Would that be? That's okay, right? That's fine. That's a fist because you're rebelling. Then for Iron Vein, 8, no sympathy. Opensky Haven, no sympathy. In Alaboro, no sympathy. Windgap Refuge, there is sympathy there. So we're gonna... Oh, what? Windgap Refuge. That's fine. Now we're gonna... Oh, for Ice Trap 2. 4. No sympathy. We're gonna roll for the ones that are controlled by the Marquis. Nope. Because we need 11 or higher. For Flat Home. Flat Home, there is sympathy because it's not controlled. That looks like a tree. that's fine. That's okay. Whatever. I'm not. You're not here for the art. You're not here for. You're not here to watch an artist. Alibor, we already rolled for that. So yeah, it's just the ones with control. Rooston. We need 11. Did we already roll for Rooston? I feel like we have. Let's roll for Rooston anyway. 7? No. Milltown. 7. No. Fire Hollow. No. Clutches Creek. 8. No. Is it possible for there to be sympathy? No, I don't think so. I don't think there's gonna be any chance that they'll have sympathy and underleaf because the keep is there. Now we're going to check in each of the clearing that has sympathy. We are going to check if there has been an uprising there. So Black Paws Dam, Wind Gap Refuge, and Flathome. If it is a 1 to 9, there's no uprising. If it's 10 to 11, an uprising exists. Any existing control is removed. Woodland Alliance base placed in clearing. But if we get the maximum amount 12, sympathy placed in every connected clearing. That's so cool. All right. So Black Paws Dam. We want a 10 or higher. No uprising. Wind Gap Refuge. Ooh, oh, that was so close. That was so close. So, there has been an uprising that happened in Wind Gap Refuge, which means there is a functional base there now. Go do that. Last one is Flathome. 12? 8. No. Nah, there's no uprising. Okay, cool. The last one will be the denizens. As the last step, whenever you set up the woodland, roll to see if control to any of the clearings has returned to the denizens. Do not roll for the Marquisate Stronghold, any Irie Dynasty Roost clearings, or the Woodland Alliance base clearing. Do not roll for any uncontrolled clearings. Either they simply remain uncontrolled. Oh, sorry. Do not roll for any uncontrolled clearings either. They simply remain uncontrolled. Becoming uncontrolled is most often the result of a faction's withdrawal or retreat, or of a faction's forces in that clearing becoming independent. Notably, this is not the result of a Woodland Alliance revolt or uprising. So this is just an ordinary people saying, or like, this, like, it's uncontrolled not because of a lack of effort. The denizens, the normal people, has independently pushed back against either the Alliance or the Marquisate. So we're gonna roll for each of these. For the ones that has sympathy and control. And we are going to see if the denizens have pushed back against that. All the ones that are uncontrolled remain uncontrolled. That's fine. We're not going to roll for Wind Gap Refuge or Underleaf. So we want to see an 11 or higher. For Black Paws Dam, almost, but not quite. For Rooston, no. For Flathome, no. For Milltown, no. For Fire Hollow, 9, close, but no. Clutches Creek, no. So the denizens, unfortunately, were not successful at pushing back either of the factions that are on the map. Fleshing out your clearings. These tables and tools are provided so you can randomly determine interesting additional characteristics of your clearings. For each clearing, generate 2 of each: inhabitants, buildings, and problems when you need to determine the fiction of the clearing. Cool. So for Black Paws Dam, we're gonna roll a 2d6. We're gonna take a look who are the important inhabitants of Black Paws Dam. 2 and 3, that's gonna be a thief. Either a thief or... oh, sorry, a local regent or a merchant. I think we're gonna want a merchant first. So Black Paws Dam. Um, Important inhabitants, merchant, and one other. And that one other is going to be 4-3. Either a mercenary or an astronomer. Ooh, I like an astronomer. That's cool. Merchant and astronomer. We'll flesh out those NPCs some other time. We're going to look at important buildings this time at Black Paws Dam. 6-1. Either a fountain or a town hall. I think a fountain sounds nice because it's near a water source. Important buildings. Fountain. And one other. 3 and 6. Either a warehouse or a graveyard. Ooh! Give it to your sister's older. I'm gonna say because they build a dam and a fountain. I feel like these are like very industrial people, very industrial clearing. They know how to build shit. So we're gonna do a warehouse instead. Warehouse. And we're gonna roll 2 problems that or conflicts that this clearing has. 6 and 3. So either smugglers or sabotage. Ooh, sabotage sounds nice because what if someone's trying to sabotage the dam? Problems. Sabotage. And we're gonna roll for 1 more. 2 and 3. Either money or dissent or rebellion. I think because the Woodland Alliance is here, we're gonna put down dissent or rebellion. Cool. For Opensky Sky, Opensky's Haven, important inhabitants. We have 6 and 2, so either a mason or a doctor. Ooh. Oh, you know what? Because it's Opensky's Haven, maybe there could be a specialized doctor here. Doctor. This is not to say that only these clearings have these types of people, but only like the significant person who happens to be a merchant is in this clearing. So it doesn't mean that like Clutcher's Creek doesn't have a doctor. It's just that Opensky's Haven has a doctor that seems to be very significant in the clearing, not just in the clearing but in the forest, in the woodland itself. That the NPCs or that the player characters would have to be interested to meet. We roll for another one. 1 and 5, either an enemy captain or a faction recruiter. Oh, you know what? Because Opensky's Haven is kind of in between, is directly connected to Black Paws Dam, which has influences from the Alliance, or Rustan, which is controlled by the Marquis. I think there's gonna be a faction recruiter there. Like somebody's trying to get a foothold in that clearing. So a doctor or a faction recruiter. And like these important inhabitants would also be like our quest givers. For our important buildings, we got 4 and 2. That either a custom house or an archive. Ooh, an archive. Oh, because there's a doctor there. Maybe there's an archive of like medical. We're gonna make this into a medical archive, like scrolls and books of like like healing practices, of like Hello, Karasuno. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. We're world building. We're making a map here. So like, because we know that there's a doctor in Opensky Haven, maybe they have a medical archive, like a collection of all the like best practices, or even like native healing, native practices for healing. I think that would be really cool. Another building will be 5 and 6, so either a bank or a trading post. Ooh, I think a trading post would make more sense because it's connected to like 2 corners of the map. So we're gonna do a trading post for a building. The 2 problems that Opensky Haven has are 4 and 2. So either an inflexible traditions or inequality. Ooh, those seems really promising because of a doctor, because we have a doctor and we have a trading post as well. So ooh, inequality. I think inequality has a lot more potential, because it can be like inequality of which sick person is getting treated by the doctor, or maybe merchants in the trading center, in the trading hall, trading post. Maybe like certain merchants in a trading post aren't getting the same level of treatment from the local government there. I think I like that. I think we go with inequality. And then the second problem would be 6 and 6. Strange mystery. Ooh, I like that. Strange mystery. We'll figure that out later. We'll figure that out later. You know. For Iron Vein, we're gonna flesh out Iron Vein next. No, other than the fact that it's a mining clearing, it's next to a mountain range. Who are the important people in Iron Vein? 5 and 5, there can only be one. Barber? Okay, cool. There's a barber. Oh, you know what? That'll be really cool, because like maybe the barber doesn't want to be a miner. Doesn't want to go into the mines. Or maybe he's the dedicated barber for all of the miners. Like they need to get their hair cut, their beards trimmed and everything. Makes them important to the community. The other important person here is 2-3, either a local regent or a merchant. So we already did this earlier, so I will go for a local regent. What's a regent, by the way? Define local regent. A person who governs a kingdom in the minority, absence, or disability of the sovereign. A person who rules or reigns, a governor, or a member of a governing board. This is an Iron Vein, so there's no, like, the Iron Vein is being controlled by the denizens of the map, not by the Alliance or by the Marquis. So it's gonna be a local government. Yeah, a local regent. Local regent. So like Iron Vein would have like some sort of a functioning government, and that's gonna be the local regent in the area. Important buildings will have to be 3 and 6. Either a warehouse or a graveyard. Oh, because it's a mining village. Maybe there's been a lot of deaths there. So so I think this is where we put the graveyard. We also decide on one other. 2-1. So either a guard tower or a forge. Yo, forge, perfect. Perfect roll. We go for a forge, baby. Obviously, it's a mining town. Of course, there's going to be a forge there. But what are the problems? What are the problems for Iron Vein? 6 and 4. 6 and 4 are either thieves or xenophobia. Fuck. Okay. Ooh, so rabbits are the dominant community in Iron Vein. So either thieves Was it thieves or xenophobia? Fuck. So I think I'm more comfortable with thieves. I think that would make them more sense. I think that's a lot easier for me to think up of possible quest lines or role playing possibilities there. Second problem we have is 1 and 4, which is enemy occupation, which I don't think makes sense. It's either that or internal strife. I think internal strife is more interesting because maybe what if there's like a huge mining guild and there is some disagreements between them within that guild. So internal, what was that? Internal strife. Cool. So that's Iron Vein. Black Paws Dam is finished. We do Wind Gap Refuge. I think we're done with the map. I think the map is just more for me. So we're going to bring out the PDF instead so that y'all can follow along with the rolls I'm making. So the important inhabitant for Wind Gap Refuge. So Wind Gap Refuge, like the only way to access Wind Gap Refuge is via suspension bridges. Because there's a lot of fissures surrounding that clearing. So important inhabitant would be 6 and 3, either an assassin or a banker. I think assassin is a lot more exciting. So we do assassin. Or 3-2, so either a merchant again or a local regent. I think it'll be really funny if there's a successful merchant in this town because I think that would make sense too because you can only access via suspension bridge. It's very difficult for merchants to access that clearing, but the ones who did was able to establish a really successful merchant store there, right? So a really good position there. So we're gonna put down a merchant. For buildings, important buildings, 1-3. So either a well or an armory. Ooh, I think because Wind Gap Refuge is very close to Iron Vein, I would imagine that they would have a really good trading system between Iron Vein and Wind Gap Refuge, and we know that Iron Vein has a forge, so Wind Gap Refuge would have an armory. Which I think is going to be really exciting because Wind Gap Refuge is the base for the Woodland Alliance. So I think the armory would be controlled by the Alliance, and it's their way of trying to fight back against the Marquis. Second important building would be either an orchard, which I think will be really interesting, or a farm. Ooh, orchard or farm. So either flowers or crops. You know, I think. Oh, you know what? It could be an orchard because Wind Gap Refuge has rare flowers growing there, and which makes it even more. It will make more sense why people would still want to make the trip to Wind Gap Refuge because of the rare flowers and herbs that they have in their orchard. Cool. What are the problems of the clearing? 3 and 1, so either corruption or bandits. I think bandits would be really nice because, like I said, Wind Gap Refuge has rare flowers in it. So bandits will try to... Also, gives them a reason why they would have an armory there, even before the Woodland Alliance came there. Rare flowers are grown here. Second problem that the refuge has is overtaxation or cultural assimilation. So maybe the cultural assimilation has something to do with the way that the flowers are being grown. Maybe they're losing some sort of tradition in regards to the flowers because of the merchant. Because the merchant's there, they're trying to market it. I like that. Cultural assimilation. Next one on the list is ice trap. Ice trap has no ice. It's kind of like an Icelandish situation. So we know that the only thing I've written down for this clearing so far is that it has no ice, even though it's called ice trap. 6 and 6. There's a judge there in ice trap. It also has 4 and 6, either a historian or a gambler. Oh, ice trap. Either a banker or a what was it? Banker or gambler. I think a gambler is a little bit more interesting. Plus, it gives Ice Trap like some sort of personality too. Like, why is the gambler there? What are they gambling with? Is there a prominent gambling place there? Important building is an aqueduct. If it has an aqueduct, maybe Ice Trap would also have mountains here. Because the aqueduct has to be built somewhere, right? So maybe a mountain range is also here on Ice Trap. Maybe there's a huge, long mountain range in this area, right? Like Tibet. And it spans between Iron Vein and Ice Trap. That's why there's an aqueduct. That's how they have how they're able to have an aqueduct in Ice Trap. So this is what it looks like. Ta-da! Really cool. Like, we have like a dam here. There's a lake here, and then there's a river flowing down here. There's a creek and everything. I like that. And then the second important building would be 4 and 4. A monastery. Ooh! Aqueduct and monastery. Oh, what if one of the monks in the monastery is actually a gambler? I think that'll be really funny. Yo, that's cool. That's cool. We're gonna put a note down here that monk is famous for being a gambler. Oh, and I think this will also be a theocracy because there's a monastery here, and theocracy. Monk is also the supreme judge in the clearing. Judge and leader in the clearing. Cool. What are the problems in Ice Trap? The problems in Ice Trap are either inequality or inflexible traditions. I think because of the monastery, an inflexible traditions would make more sense. And the other one is 5-3, so either cultural assimilation or overtaxation. Cultural assimilation. I think the monks would want to try to push back against the cultures of the Marquis, and so they're trying to push back against that. Cultural assimilation. So this would mean that the cultural assimilation from the Marquis. So this would mean that the Marquis is already in Ice Trap. Like, there are already, like, there's a presence there, but not enough to control the government. I think it's mostly because of the theocracy in Ice Trap. Cool. So that's Ice Trap. In Flat Home, I'm just gonna try to speed through this. We can so we can finish this as soon as we can. For Flat Home, whoops. Important characters and inhabitants in Flat Home 2, 3. So a local region or a merchant. Let's do local region. And the second one is going to be 5-1, either a faction recruiter or an enemy captain. Oh, so the Flat Home there is presence, there is sympathy in Flat Home for the Woodland Alliance. So maybe an enemy captain, because like there's infighting in the Alliance. Enemy captain. Rivalry within the Alliance. The important buildings here are a dam. Whoa, really? Okay. If there's a dam here in Flat Home, where is it coming from? Ooh, you know where it could be coming from? From the mountain range. It could be coming from here. So we move that there. You're still alive. Hi, Santina. Yes, I'm still alive. Look at the map. So there's gonna be another dam here. Look at it. Look at this map, man. Look at that. So these people, like plastic bag looking motherfuckers, these are cats. So like, alright, let me. Okay, just let me. So legend. So these are cats. And then these is the Alliance. So, are there bird people here? Yes, there are. And then R is for rabbits. M is for mice. F is for fox. I want to be a bird person. Bird person is really cool. You can be a bird person, sure. So, if you see that there's an R on the clearing, so a circle is a clearing. If you see a letter R inside it, that means that the dominant species or the dominant community in that clearing are rabbits. M for mice, F for fox, so on and so forth. If you see the cat symbol near that clearing, that means the cats control that clearing. Cats are invaders. There are foreign invaders trying to control the the woodland. The Woodland Alliance. The Woodland Alliance, they are rebels. They are a faction, they're a form of government that rebellion effort in order to push back against the cats. Intramurals teams are split into 4 junior higher birds. I'm part of the Purple Raven, so I want to be a raven or a crow because they're cool too. I like that. I like that idea. You can be a bird. Birds are never the dominant community in any clearing because they have the ability to fly, so they travel more often than any of the other people do. So like they're spread out, like the birds are spread out across the woodland. So right now we're trying to flesh out the clearings. Right now we're trying to flesh out flat home. So at the moment we're trying to flesh out this clearing. So we're trying to determine one other important building in flat home. We've determined that it needs a dam and 6-5. So either a trading post or a bank. Either a trading post or a bank. I mean, like Flat Home is connected to Rooston, Fire Hollow, Alaboro, and Milltown. So I think it makes more sense for there to be a trading post, right? Yeah, it makes more sense for there to be a trading post. We're also gonna randomize 2 problems that Flat Home has. So 3-1. So either corruption or bandits. Corruption or bandits. Corruption or bandits. I think because there's so many influences, there's so many cities and so many clearings connected to Flat Home, I think bandits would make more sense, right? Because there's so many paths connecting to Flat Home. So bandits is going to be one of their problems. Bandits. Or natural disaster or tyranny. Ooh, how do I want to play that? Tyranny? Because I don't think tyranny would well, maybe. You know what? Let's do tyranny. Maybe Flat Home has a local government that is a tyrant over the people and over the mice of Flat Home. And the Woodland Alliance, the reason why their sympathy, the reason why people like, the reason why the Woodland Alliance is able to gain sympathy from Flat Home is because they want the Alliance to help them overthrow that tyrant, right? So it's to be tyrant. Ooh, that's gonna be so good. There's a tyrant there. But the Woodland Alliance is having a hard time overthrowing it because there's infighting, because there's some rivalry happening within the Woodland Alliance. So that's why they're having a hard time organizing. Damn, that's good. What about Milltown? We're gonna look at Milltown next. So for Milltown, Milltown is a farming clearing, and it's inside a mountains basin. Gotta love the lore. Because here's the thing: when you're building the map, the fiction of the world writes itself almost, and it's great. 3-3. So important build a person. 3-3 is a noble. Okay. And Milltown is controlled by the cats, so the noble has to be, I guess, is from the Marquis, right? The noble is a cat. There's a noble cat in Milltown that's that helps control this clearing. And then the other important person would be either a banker or an assassin. Yo, I think a banker. I like the idea of a banker here because the Marquis is basically the bourgeoisie or the rich people, the rich invaders of this town, of this woodland. Important buildings are either an armory or a well. I think I'm going to go with an armory because the Marquis has a presence here, controls this clearing. They built an armory in order to, to defend that place, in order to defend their control over this clearing. And then Stream probably won't reach 2 hours. Kuya Davey 20 minutes in. Kuya Davey 2.5 hours. Tyranny. That's funny. You know, typical, right? Typical for this kind of for this channel. 1-3. Oh, 1-3 again? I guess there's a well now. The problems that Milltown has are either prejudice, I can see that happening, prejudice, or lack of skilled labor. Ooh, maybe prejudice. Prejudice makes more sense because the Marquisate, like one of the promises that they have, and one of the reasons why they have, why they could easily control the clearings, is because they are able to offer work for people in the clearing. So I don't think lack of skilled labor would be a problem here, because they would definitely try to monetize and monetize the clearing as much as they can. So I don't think skilled labor is an issue. I think prejudice is. Prejudice would be a big issue here. And then 6-3, either smugglers or sabotage. I think smugglers. Smugglers. Oh, we don't have smugglers yet as a problem in the woodland. So we'll put in smugglers here. I guess smugglers bringing stuff out of the clearing instead of in, because like I know, because like the Marquis would want to like control the economy and the economy of the place, so they would want to be able to control what goes in and out of the clearing. So smugglers, I feel like, would be a good a nice challenge for Milltown to have. For Underleaf is the keep. Is where the cat's keep is. So that's something to consider when we're fleshing this out. Important inhabitants. 1-1 is a mayor. Obviously. The mayor. A mayor and armorer or a guard captain. I think a guard captain, we'll go with that because it's the keep. There has to be a guard captain here. There has to be someone helping to protect the keep, protect the castle and everything. Important building. I think one of them is automatically gonna have to be the keep. Marquisate keep. And then 5-5 is another dam. Oh, you know what? I could see that happening because there's a dam here. Because the river flows through here, so there's gonna be another dam right about here. So a lake will appear here because that's where the dam is. Nice. So Marquisate Keep and the dam. What are the problems in this place? 6-4, either thieves or xenophobia. Definitely xenophobia. Xenophobia. What's the difference between xenophobia and racism? What's the difference between xenophobia and racism? Xenophobia is the fear and hatred of strangers or foreigners, whereas racism has a broader meaning, including a belief that racial differences produce the inherent superiority of a particular race. Although they are similar, they are different enough that it is possible for one to be both xenophobic and racist. So I think xenophobia, definitely, because the Marquisates, the cat's keeps are there. So there's definitely going to be a large culture of fear and prejudice against anyone who isn't a cat, right? Xenophobia against anyone who's not a cat. And the other problem that they have is either bandits or corruption. Definitely corruption. Because that's just the kind of place that is. Alaboro. I don't have any existing nodes for Alaboro. So let's flesh that out now. Oh, you know what? Another thing for Milltown, actually, well doesn't really make sense here, so I'm gonna put down a connecting tunnel because we decided that Milltown needed 5 paths. So we already have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4. So we connected a path from here over to Clutches Creek. So that's that. That's a connecting tunnel there. So for Alaboro, important people, they have either an armorer or a guard captain. Reminds me of that one clip, I can excuse racism, but I draw the line at animal cruelty. You can excuse racism? Oh, that's from Community. That's from Community. I know that one. So for Alaboro is all the way here in the corner of the map. And was it either a guard captain or an armorer? I think because it's close to Milltown, and because it's gonna be Alaboro is gonna be an attractive clearing to try to control, is because they have an armorer. They have like an expert armorer who can create really good armor for people. So if they're able to control Alaboro, they'll be able to control that armorer. And then the other important person here is 2-6. So either a doctor or a mason. I think because of the armor is there, like the armor and the mason will definitely have to be working together. Important buildings, 1 and 6, either a town hall or a fountain. We're gonna do a town hall. And then the second one is going to be either a custom house or an archive. We're going to do custom house. Or a custom house. Oh. We'll look into that, you know? We'll try to figure out what a custom house is. Hold on. We can do that now. Define custom house. The office at a port or frontier where customs duty is located. Oh, okay. Because, oh, you know what we can do? What we can do is, this, like this area is gonna be ocean. That's why there's a customs house there. That's why there's a customs house, because people, there would be merchants coming in from across the river, across the ocean, or across the lake maybe, and there's a customs house. There's a custom house there, and they're trying to review. Okay, what are there dangerous paraphernalia here? Are there any illegal substances coming into the woodland? I think that's really cool. I think I like that one. Or we actually play this on stream. Maybe. Hopefully. We'll see. And then lastly, the 2 problems this place has is either dissent or rebellion or money. How would money be a problem? Maybe because the port, this is a port town. Maybe because the port town isn't getting a lot of money. They're not receiving a lot of merchants from the ports. Is that a lake or an ocean? Maybe a really huge lake. Maybe an ocean. Maybe. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. Maybe. I don't know yet. I think I want this to be... I think it's going to be a large lake. It's going to be a really big lake. Because in the board game there is a lake map. So this is gonna be a lake. This is gonna be a lake. For sure. This is gonna be a lake for sure. So the problems here are money, so they don't have any of it. Very low on money. And poison supplies? What the Okay. Poisoned supplies. I like that. Okay, we'll be able to flesh that out some other time. I'm just trying to speed run through this. What other else? What are the clearings? I think the other ones we haven't done are Fire Hollow and Clutches Creek. They should be quick. So Fire Hollow. So last two clearings. Last two clearings. 4 and 6. So either Xenophobia or Thieves. I think I like Thieves better for Fire Hollow. Oh, sorry. That's a problem. Not important person. So Thieves. That's there. Oh wait, no. We'll do this one. We'll do this right. So 4 in person, 4 and 6. So either a Historian or a Gambler. Oh, we haven't done a Historian yet. We'll do Historian. Who is the Fire Hollow is controlled by the cats. Okay. And then 4/4 is a baker. That's cute. A Historian and a baker in Fire Hollow. Maybe it's called Fire Hollow because they have a lot of like of what is it? Stone ovens. Known for bread. Baked in stone ovens. And it has a lot of history to it, so that's why there's a Historian. Wow. Is the river with Black Paws Dam connected to it? Yes. River is connected to Alaboro. Is connected to the river here. So yes. Let's indicate that. You know, let's make that clear. Oh shoot. Hit the covers, listening to Marvin Gaye. There you go. Important buildings. 1-1, a mill. I think that makes sense. Because they need to turn the grain into usable produce. And either a farm or an orchard. Farm, definitely. For the bread. Not the entire map flooding with it. No! So we're on over to problems. 5 and 3. Either cultural simulation or overtaxation. I think because Fire Hollow is very close to Underleaf, I think overtaxation is going to be a really interesting problem for them to face. Overtaxation. And then the other one is 6-2. Either warmongering or lack of development. I think warmongering makes more sense for the marquee. So warmongering. Because Fire Hollow, I think there's gonna have to be some conflict between Flat Home and Fire Hollow somewhere in this on this path. How do you define warmongering? Encouragement or advocacy of aggression towards other countries or groups. Encouraging or advocating aggression towards other countries or groups. Okay. That makes sense. So yeah, Fire Hollow has this problem that they're encouraging war against Flat Home, against the Woodland Alliance, against all the other denizens of the map. And then the last one is Clutcher's Creek. So in Clutcher's Creek, we have 6-4, a gambler or a historian. Clutcher's Creek. It's close to Wind Gap Refuge. I think there's gonna be another gambler here, because there's a gambler in Wind Gap Refuge as well. So I think they can share with that. They'd share in that aspect. Ooga booga! I shall pronounce my existence. Hello, Mochi. Hello, hello, hello. Barber. Cool. Alright. A gambler and a barber. Hello, Mochi. It's been a while. You're kind of reaching like the tail end of the stream here. Because I'm trying to speed run this world building. Because I've been streaming for 2 hours and I'm hungry. And I'm sure Belle is hungry as well. So I'm just trying to finish this as fast as I can. Ooh, a monastery. There's also a monastery in Clutches Creek? Damn, okay. But hey, it's nice to see you. It's good for you to be here. 2-5. So either a larder or barracks. What's a larder? A room or large cupboard for storing food. Ah, so they store a lot of food there. Okay. Imagine that was part of the history. Like long time ago, there was a terrible storm killing off most of the people, and only few survived a few years after that because someone got tired of living badly. It led to Black Paws Dam being created, and it started the civilization to strive again. I like that. I like that. I very much like that. What are the problems in this last clearing? Problems are 1-5. Famine? I don't think that makes sense. Famine or road damage. Oh, road damage? Oh. Oh, what if... Oh, you know what? Oh, what if the road going to Wind Gap Refuge is damaged? What if the... Oh, you know what? Oh, shoot. Okay, hold on. What was it? What was the exact wording? What did I roll? 4-3. Wait, what? How did I... What? Road damage. Here, road damage. I like road damage. Road damage. What is this? Suspension bridge is broken. And then it's gonna be a choice between prejudice or lack of skilled labor. It's gonna be lack of skilled labor. Lack of skilled labor. And that's it. That's our notes. Personal. Route. Stream. Clearings. Clearings notes. Great. So that I think that's okay. Hold on, I gotta. Nope. There. Should I make that thicker? I should probably make that thicker. There you go. Also, hey Mochi. I mean, technically, you are the god of this world. You accidentally making it flood a silly little accident. Okay, cool. So this... Oh, what should we name this? What should we... Oh, shoot. There's a request generator still. You know what? We'll do this some other time. We'll do this part of the map generating, of this world building some other time. We have a request generator. We have plenty of stuff to work on and to play around with. Okay. And we also have war status. So we still have a lot of other steps to do for world building. What do you guys want to name this map? What do you guys want to name this? This is a forest, okay? This is a woodland forest that has a mountain range, that has like 3 individual rivers flowing. It also has a mountain at the south side of the map. The mountain has a basin, has like a basin around it, in it. So like think of a mountain, like chop off the top half. That's basically it, right? We also have like monasteries around the northern part of the map. There's a war going on between the cats and rebels. What do you guys wanna call this? What do you guys wanna call this this woodland? Fantasy woodland name generator. Forest names here. I'm terrible at names. That's okay. We got the fantasy name generator. Go with English names. Tiny Covert, Pohebron Roads, Wellingbridge Woods, Romantic Wood, Majestic Grove, Gladsony Forest, Northern Turtle Thicket. Ha, funny. Try something connected to Filipino. Oh. Like what? Frightened Wilds. The Wise Woods. I kind of like the Wise Woods. I think that's a contender. Montlinet Woodland. Nottingham Woodland. What about French names? Nope. Curious Mount Grove. The Fancy Grove. Winterval Grove, Big Woods, Killview Forest, Whimsical Timberland, Tiny Pine Wood. Can we officially name it next stream so we have time? Okay, cool. Sure. We'll name it, but Wise Woods is temporary. Or is it tentative? There we go. Cool. Alright, cool. Let's end the stream there. I'm pretty happy with this. I'm pretty happy with the map that we made. Let's save it in root RPG stream untitled. There we go. Alright, cool. So, I'm very happy with this. I'm very happy with what we built so far. Again, this isn't done yet. We still have to create individual quests in each of these clearings, because I want this to be a sandbox game. So wherever the players decide to go to, there is always going to be a quest ready for them. Can you also send me a pic of the doc so I can better understand the map? Sure, I will send you a doc. I'll upload it on the Discord. You know, I'll send this on the Discord, both the map and the notes. Yeah, and the lore doc. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and then we're going. Maybe we'll take this over to the Discord. I think that's gonna be really fun. Maybe we'll stream it. Maybe we'll just continue it on the Discord. I don't know. We'll see. We'll find out. Anyway, let's figure out who we are raiding tonight. Who are we raiding tonight? I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone that I know that we can raid. Let's look at our category. There's a Japanese one. There's a. Do you guys have any recos for who we raided tonight? Feds? Fads? Who's Fads? Who can we raid? Let's look at Filipinos. Live channels, tag Philippines. Oh, that's what fell. Something fell earlier. I wasn't sure what it was. Who are we looking for? I think we're looking for someone less than 100 viewers. They ended. Oh, okay. Oh, this one's doing stream raiders. Oh, there's one playing Dota. Maybe we just not raid tonight. We could just not raid. I think I'm okay with that. Because nobody's live right now. Nobody that we know is live. Anyone playing anything interesting? What about in the board game category? Here we are, board games. Yeah, I don't think I can. That's okay. Solid 3-hour stream. Yeah, yeah. No, I think we're just gonna end it there. No problem with ending the stream there. It's pretty good. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I had lots of fun. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hopefully we get to stream this again. Hopefully we get to stream a game with using this map. I think that'll be really fun. Looking forward to watching the VOD whenever you post it. Maybe tomorrow at lunch. Sure. Thank you so much, Santina. Thank you so much everyone who stuck around. Everyone who's just standing, who's there lurking. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is your favorite turtle telling you to keep working towards better days. And as always, stay moist. Bye!